What do you think about that whole they're stealing my look thing?
Ugh.
I don't even think they looked alike in that one when she goes, oh, now she's putting on my makeup. And it's like, no, you're wearing something different. Your eyes are totally different.
Yeah, it was, well, and then I don't know if I know enough to know what made it, like they were saying something about the same eyebrows or whatever. I'm like, how many ways are there to do your eyebrows?
Right.
Like,
Well,
I mean, apparently it seems like there's some history between.
Well, right.
The two of
they
them
did do a specific,
back.
they talk about it more in episode 2. They did do a specific photo shoot where they did the same makeup. And apparently now, supposedly, she'll copy her makeup and her looks like after the fact. But in that instance, when she turned around and she said, oh, now she's doing my makeup, they didn't even look alike to me.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it was a thin brow, but the eye shadow was completely different.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were. I did not think that it was similar.
I think they're pushing for a fight or some sort of controversy there, and I don't really think there is one.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
And then, like, Aquaria's 21, so, and Ms. Cracker's 33, so who's copying who?
Right. Well, and then the other thing is, like, when you watch Drag Race and you hear them talk, a lot of it is, I think even Rua says you copy things. You find what you know is working for people and you copy it and you make it your own. It's a lot of duplicating and copying.
Well, a lot of art is that way.
Right,
like,
exactly.
I mean, even, when I'm designing cards, I'm not coming up with all of these things out of the bright blue sky. I'm looking at different things and I like this element and I like
exactly
that thing, and then I kind of make my own thing out of it.
As a graphic designer, I do the same thing. Yep. What other new shows have you watched recently?
New shows. Well, my latest fun thing on Netflix was the Santa Clarita Diet.
Okay.
With Drew Barrymore and a guy whose name I should know by now because I've watched all 20 episodes of the show. But when you watch on Netflix, when you just go from one show, like one episode to the next, it doesn't do the beginning piece where you get the trailer or what's the word I'm looking for? The cast and all that stuff.
The intro.
Yeah. It skips by that when you're just watching one after the other.
Right.
So I'm like, that guy has a name. I have no idea what it was, but I like Drew Barrymore. So she was on an episode of something else I saw recently. And so I said, oh yeah, I was meaning to watch that show. I should check it out and, just kind of see, even though I have a zillion other shows that I'm trying to get caught up with. So I turned it on and just couldn't stop watching. It's hilarious.
And see, that's probably one that won't go on my list. So you'll have to let me know how it fares as it keeps going. Yeah.
Well, the second season just dropped, so it's going to be a while before another season. But, but yeah, I thought I like when they handle, like, as much as I love The Walking Dead, although I have not been able to get myself to watch the new season because it keeps getting sad.
Right. And I think
honestly, I'm gonna have to wait to watch it. I think I sort of build it up and watch it a bunch at a time. But it's like, but a thing where it's sort of like a zombie show, but it's funny and it's kind of funny to see how this family handles this situation, in a sort of a sitcom-y way, but sort of like, if this really happened, how would you like hide this from the world? And and the premise is really amusing to me, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Okay,
so
I might have to check it out. I might have to check it out. Yeah,
if you need something that's laughs and kind of silly, that's your show.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I'm still in like season 3 of Walking Dead. I'm like way behind, and I never did ever finish like True Blood either.
Oh,
I think I've only gone up to like season 3 of that one as well. Too many shows, not enough time.
Right.
This is why I want to retire early, so I can just sit around, knit, and watch TV.
Sounds lovely.
And eat cake.
Ice cream. I'll take ice cream.
How about cake and ice cream?
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a pie.
Can we do like a Golden Girls thing?
Yes. We'll just start pulling everything out of the fridge.
Right.
That's always my favorite part of that show is when they do their late night stuff and then they're like, I think we've got some cherries from blah, blah, and I think I've got this. And they just start pulling out everything. It's like, it's what? Probably midnight. And they're just like buffet.
Right.
Oh.
So how about you? What have you been watching?
So I've been trying to catch up with, oh my God, so many shows. I'm gonna have to pull out my phone and start looking at it again. I know I've been watching, I'm keeping up with Will and Grace, the new season, which is really good. I just watched one today, the latest one today. I watched the new Roseanne, which was very interesting. I know I texted you this earlier. I thought it's very much the same show that it was before. And like, I didn't watch all of the seasons, even though I now have them on DVD. I haven't watched all the seasons of the original. But I did enjoy how it did feel more like kind of that middle America family. I mean, watching it kind of was like my parents back and forth. And so this newer version, it's still them, still the same thing. But I feel like just like they did before, they're dealing with tough issues. And this one, it was political, but not heavily political. And they showed both sides. I thought they did a fair job of that. And they also handled other things on the side, like, a boy who wants to wear fabulous clothing all the time. And how do you deal with that when you're, a Midwestern family? So I thought that was interesting. What else did I watch? Oh, Krypton, the new TV show Krypton, which is, I think, what did they say? It's Superman's grandfather's story. And it's a little hard to explain, but basically somebody from the future comes back to Krypton to tell him that he's got to do something to save Superman. And the guy's like, what? Because he doesn't know what's going on. But it was good. I thought it's by Sci-Fi Channel's putting it on, and it had some really good effects and some good storyline. There was like one episode out so far. And I watched that, and I'm hooked already. So I can't wait to see how that goes on. And then I've been doing The Good Fight, which is for somebody who likes not real. Oh, you're more true crime, not really lawyer-y things, are you?
Well, it depends. Okay. And because I never watched The Good Wife.
Okay.
Partly just because I watch too much TV.
Right.
And so I just have to draw the line somewhere. Like, I'm not starting any new shows. But then sometimes I'll make an exception. Like, for example, I really, really love Bull.
Okay.
But I only started watching it because it stars Michael Weatherly, who I've been following his career forever. He's the reason I started watching the original NCIS, really, him and Mark Harmon.
Right.
But
well, and so NCIS is a spinoff from JAG, right?
Right. And I did watch that too.
Okay.
So
my wife's going through that again for like the third time.
It's a good one.
But yeah, and I'm starting The Good Wife again with my mom because she never saw it, and we started watching The Good Fight, and she's like, what is this on? So I had to go back and show her. So now we're watching those together. But yeah, The Good Fight, I think, is doing a really good job. It's the same but different from The Good Wife, and I really love the cast of characters and what they're dealing with. And the main character, Diane, right now, she's going through kind of the same thing that I've been going through lately. It's like, I'm too old to give a crap. I don't care what's happening anymore. Screw it all. Just whatever is going to come my way is coming my way. I'll just deal with it. But yeah, it's been kind of interesting to watch. And they're doing this whole, like, it's this kill all the lawyers scare. So like lawyers getting killed off. And so everybody's like in lockdown mode and always kind of freaked out that the newest things could, like they get a powder in the mail and they think it's a threat. And so it's been kind of interesting and funny at the same time. So yeah, that's one of my main ones I've been watching. I could go on and on. There's a lot of things that I try to rotate through. I'm still trying to get through Black Lightning as well, which is a new one. I don't think that's on Netflix. That's regular TV, I think. And that's a DC or Marvel. I can never keep them straight. My friend would know. But that one's really good too. So yeah, there's, oh my God, so much good TV going on right now.
Yeah.
I know you've been doing some gaming though lately, right? You've been doing Sims and stuff.
Well, so I tried out the new Sims Mobile. I want to like it, but it's really focused on the focus is very different from the PC game that I know and love and have been playing forever and ever and ever.
Right.
So, and it's in one way it's kind of cool that there's a social aspect to it, but of course none of my friends play, so
right.
that makes it less. I mean, I'm not really super keen on just socializing with strangers.
Right. Me neither.
But the so yeah, I don't know. It's got a different focus. When you go to work, it actually takes real time to do that. It's not like it just buzzes through 8 hours and their person comes back to their house.
Right.
On the other hand, you get to hang out with them at work and you get to have them, you kind of control their tasks and things like that to get through it faster. But
well, hell, I already do work at work. I don't want to do that virtually.
Right. I think I tried playing it for at least a week. I was playing it pretty regularly, but it just was really time consuming and not all that fun. Right. So I haven't played for a while, but I gave it a shot. I'm not sure that I won't ever pick it up again, but it just did not capture my attention. The one thing that I've been playing for months and months, and I play every single day, is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. It is definitely not the same game as the handheld console game that I have been playing for years.
That your mom plays too, right?
My mom does play too. Although it doesn't, there is a social element to it. But it's different than the social element that the actual, the regular console game has. So it's kind of interesting, but every once in a while you'll see different I do play with some Ravelry friends. So every once in a while they kind of show up in your camp, and that's kind of fun. But that one I do play pretty regularly. And then I'm trying to get back into Pokemon Go. I have a couple of coworkers who are very diehard players. So I'm actually trying to get back into that a little bit.
I would love to, and I've played that on and off. I keep downloading it, and then I play it for a little bit, and then I delete it again, and then I download it, and I just don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a problem if, even today I pulled out my phone a couple of times while I was running errands, but I wasn't near enough to a Pokestop. And when I'm driving my car, I have my phone in do not disturb mode. I do not, I don't even try to pretend to think about, catching Pokestops while I'm driving. I will when I'm a passenger. So I might do that a little bit on the shop hop, although my main focus during shop hop while we're in the car is making sure that my mom gets us to the next location. So,
she gets grumpy if you don't enter in that address right away.
Right. Well, and making sure that, left and right are kept straight, it's important. Right. Things like that. Well, that and getting my photos posted to Instagram. Right.
Right. Well, and I was going to talk about that I'm in the alpha of the WoW expansion, but I haven't actually gone in and done it yet because we've had everything happen this week. So since you mentioned the shop hop, we should probably talk about that upcoming, what it is and why it's important to us, because we will be recording it and then posting our experience as an episode in a week. So what is the shop hop?
So the Minnesota Yarn Shop Hop it's basically sort of a yarn crawl, but I think I don't know why they call it a shop hop. I like to think it's because it usually is sometime around Easter time, so it's fun to hop.
That makes sense.
I have no idea. That's just my made up story. But
I like it.
Well, yeah, because I was talking to some people at work about it, and they're like, "Oh, so it's like a pub crawl, but for yarn." And I'm like, "Yeah, basically." So you go around to a bunch of shops in the greater Twin Cities area,
right?
And this year there will be 15 shops participating.
How many were there last year? I feel like we've lost a couple.
Well, so they kind of come and go. So last year I think it might have been down to 14. Someone should really write a history, right?
Yes, that would be you, Christy.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. But last year we had lost a couple of shops.
And we gained one this year for sure.
And we gained and then last year there was one that
closed,
Crafty
but then
Planet, there's a new shop now that's and there were two that were closed last year, because I think Needlework Unlimited also was closed before last year's,
right?
And Crafty Planet, and now there's a new shop where I'm pretty sure it's exactly where Crafty Planet was, called Knit and Bolt,
which I'm excited for.
And then there's one shop that has new ownership and they changed the name, so Linden is now Needles and Skeins or something like that.
Oh, I have the book right in front of me.
Same shop, just different.